Hey there, I'm going to do a tutorial for a card flourish. It's called the T.G. Murphy deck flip. And before I start, I'll say that I'm not a flourisher. I don't consider myself one of those XCM guys by any means. But I really do like to learn flourishes that can supplement my card tricks. I'm a magician, so if a flourish can be laced into a card trick and improve it, I really like that. And this is definitely one of those flourishes that can be added into a lot of card tricks. So here's what it looks like. Basically the deck is flipped in your hand, and it's done without much motion at all. Okay, it almost looks like the deck is flipping on its own accord, just like that. And there's a lot of applications for this. At the top of my head, I guess you could use this in an ambitious card routine. This could be your move to bring the card to the top of the deck. After you put it in the middle, you say, look, just like that, and it jumps to the top. And you could do that a few times, and then maybe you bring it to the top of the deck without doing the deck flip to throw them off. There's so many applications for this. I like to do a cut too. It's a false cut called a molecule cut that uses that deck flip, and it's a Dan and Dave thing. But anyways, you can come up with your own applications. Let's talk about the mechanics of the move. Now, basically you start off with a deck in left hand mechanics grip, and you're going to take your first finger and curl it under the deck so that this part of your finger is laying flat across the face of the deck, just like that. Okay, and your thumb is going across the deck like this, and then your two fingers, I guess your three fingers here, are holding the deck. So you're going to be holding the deck very tight. You're pushing up with your first finger to make the deck very tight. You're almost giving it kind of a death grip, okay? And you're building up tension. Now when the time is right, what you're going to do is you're going to release with these fingers here. And what that will cause the deck to do is kind of fly off these fingers. It's going to spin around, spin around, spin around, and it's going to land in your hand like that. Okay, so that's the basic motion. It's really tough to teach these kinds of moves because everyone's hands are different. We have different hand sizes, hand structures. So, you're going to need to do a lot of experimentation on your own. You're going to need to try different finger positions to see what works for you. But that's the basic motion. Curl your finger underneath, push up, build up pressure. So the pressure points are here and here. And then when the time is right, release these fingers and the deck will just fly off. And when you release with these fingers, you also need to move your thumb out of the way so that the cards can land flat in your hand. Okay, just like that. Now when you first start out, you might want to just practice doing a half a deck flip like that. Then once you're good at that, move on to the full deck flip. Once you're good at that and you want to go even further, you can do 1.5. Let's see if I can do that. Like 1.5 deck flips. That's not so great. There we go. And then, you can even go up to 2 deck flips, like that. I don't know, let's see if I can do even more. I think that was 2.5, I'm not sure. Let's try 3. I don't know, whatever. But you get the point, right? And, that's all I can really tell you about this. You're going to have to do a lot of experimentation on your own. I'm hoping to just explain the motion to you in this video, and the rest is up to you. One other thing I'll say is, one thing you can do is, if you don't have cards on you and you still want to practice, you can use your phone. My phone happens to be pretty much the same width as a deck of cards. I didn't plan it out that way, it just happened. But you can do it on your phone as well. So it's a flourish that can be done with multiple objects as well. And a little gaff I used to do was, I'd snap my fingers here and say it would send a shockwave. So I'd bring attention to this hand, snap, and then a second later I would do the flip here. It's just a little bit of fun. But it works great with iPhones as well, so that's probably something a lot of you have. I don't really know what else to tell you about this. it is going to take practice. Oh, one thing I should mention is I remember when I first started practicing this years ago, I would experience some pain in my finger. I don't remember exactly where it was, but when you're first starting out and you're feeling pain in your finger, that's normal, and it will go away eventually. So don't worry about that. Just once it starts hurting, stop, and then try again the next day, and then try again the next day, and eventually you will get it. One thing I also remember is when I first started doing this, it seemed like the top card would fly off. Like I would be able to do the flip fine, except for the top card, which would just fly off the deck. And I don't know, I guess I just adjusted my finger positions to fix that. It doesn't happen anymore for me. So, I mean, if you're experiencing that, just try changing something and it'll stop happening. If it doesn't, change something else. But eventually, this is what it should look like. Before I uploaded this tutorial, I checked YouTube to see if there were already any existing tutorials online. And there was, but they were pretty bad. The kids who were doing the tutorials, they would have a lot of arm motion. They would do this, they would be moving the whole arm up to kind of help the deck flip. That's very bad. The key to this move is not to move this arm. It should be completely stationary the whole time. The only movement is in the fingers. And barely. There's not much movement in your fingers at all. That's the great thing about this flourish, is that it almost looks like it's happening itself. Okay, so that's the effect that you want to have. Don't move your arm at all. Make your finger movements minimal. Okay, and it's gonna take practice. It's a pretty difficult flourish to master, but good luck with it. Let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully I'll be able to help you out some more. Alright, good luck guys. Take care.